Hello, everybody, and good evening. 'Tis I. Tis I, Paul's ego. The Paul's ego. The one and only. Accept no duplications. Accept no imitations. Scratchy everything, dude. I washed my hair and shit today. And then went to bed with it all put up, like I slept for a while. With my hair up in a bun thing, and now it's just... Please do join me in the joint smoking. Yeah, we can do the rapid fire Q&A as long as people participate in it. We can make that part of what we do here. That's one of the upsides to having a group of people who are like committed to actually participating in the show rather than fucking it up. How much you want to believe? How much you want to bet I could throw this football over that mountain over there? I bet you I could. How's Jessica doing? Matthew Krecklau. Got yourself a little crush, do you? I don't know. Is there a Jessica? I know there's a Jessica that hangs around in here. Is that who you're talking about? Krecklau got himself a little Krecklau crush. The Krecklau crush. Jessica? I don't have a Jessica, bro. I checked in on the Walrus recently. I'll go ahead and ban the fuck out of you. Good evening. Just watched Requiem for a Dream. I'm sorry. So we confirmed today, I don't know if most of you follow my Twitter, but we confirmed today that there are two red foxes, a mated pair of red foxes, living in the backyard with two kids. Economos Hungas. Get them on a leash as pets? No. I just want them to be safe in the backyard and left alone. So started to work with Dinor about not barking at them, because today the kids, the little baby foxes, have gotten to the point where they want to be rambunctious. They were probably born sometime in April, I would guess, and are about a month old now from the looks of them, and they're starting to get rambunctious. I'm not keeping them as pets. I have an acre plus, about an acre and a quarter of land, and they live in the back corner of my land. I'm not keeping them as pets. I know, those notoriously dangerous little balls of playful fluff that are baby foxes that run around my backyard. He wants to protect me. Yeah, this is not me, adopting the foxes or bringing them into my house. They just live on my land, and it's very cute. The little kits have started to come out. The deaths of billions. Foxes, dude, who knew? Yeah, 40% of what they eat is crickets. So there you go there. They do a lot of cricket hunting. They eat frogs and crickets and small rodents and mice and rats and shit. So they are what you thought was a cat and its kittens. No, that happened too. There was a mother cat who had at least 2 kittens, and she moved the fuck out of here. And I'm thinking that the reason she moved the fuck out of here was because the Fox family moved in. I was seeing that cat with her kittens, and then I saw her carry her kittens away. So it was probably because these foxes were prowling around, and they ended up taking that pile of old steel that's in the corner and using it as a den. So they're probably out hunting right now. I mean, I guess the fox probably would eat its kittens, I would imagine. There's also a mated pair of red-tailed hawks that roosted back here at the beginning of spring. So we got a lot of little animals setting up shop over here. Only thing I'm worried about is rabies and poor Dinor getting bitten. Well, Dinor is fully vaccinated against rabies, and we're working with Dinor on not running out there and chasing the foxes. We worked with him today. You basically own a zoo at this point, yeah. What's up, Paul? What's up, you? What's up, you? What's up, me? Krecklau, you need to chill the fuck out. If you're drunk, you need to stop posting. Your yard is like a critter maternity ward. I know. It's awesome. We've got a whole like colony of scrub jays in this shit over here. Red-tailed hawks in the trees. Mom and dad fox and 2 kids living in the back corner. Well, you need to chill out, Krecklau. Dogs, kittens, and foxes, yeah. What kind of birds do you see in your area? Hawks, jays, fucking, what are they called? I don't know what the little ones are called. Are the cats under the house doing? There's no cats under the house. There's never been any cats under the house. There was a mom cat that had kittens way in the back corner of the property. Krecklau, stop it. You're gonna end up fucking banned out of here. So if you want to hang around, I'd shut the fuck up. Or the kittens on the property, yeah. But well, the kittens have been taken off the property, and now there are kits. Yeah, mom's watching out. Trust me. I got to watch them do their thing today. Today was one of the first days they were just like out and about. Like I've seen dad fox ranging around, and I've seen mom fox ranging around, but I have not seen the kids till today. Very diverse neighborhood, yes. Coyotes, foxes, rabbits. Good stuff. Wonder if those foxes will eat all the crickets around here and I won't get any more cricket noises. You had a change of mind about Biden, huh? What's that change of mind? You wanna share it with us there, Raz? Want a little change of mind about Joe Biden? Want to explain to us what that means? Because if I don't remember, oh, you regret your vote. Really? Weren't you just fucking arguing with me, dude? Weren't you just fucking arguing with me? Well, I'm glad, better late than never, but don't regret your fucking vote again. You want to explain why? What gave you the change of heart? I'm going to New Orleans in December, or in October. Any recommendations? Radostas, you might want to write it down. Radostas, Radostas, apostrophe S at the end. It is a very small neighborhood, little kind of like convenience store that was turned into a deli. Yep. So write that down. Go there and order a roast beef po' boy and fries. Get a roast beef po' boy, get it dressed, sit down, grab whatever soda you want, and thank me later. Never spent much time in Tennessee, so I got nothing for you there. Palestine thing was the nail in the coffin. The fact that he still fully endorses the IDF is inexcusable. I don't know what you expected, but okay. I mean, well, everybody's got their limits. I'm glad you fucking finally reached yours. Now you can stop making excuses for Joe Biden. How does it feel? Doesn't it feel good? I bet it feels good. I never did make an excuse for the fucking asshole, but I get the distinct feeling that if I was being forced into the position of defending the fuck every goddamn day, that it would feel pretty good to let it go. If there wasn't an Israel, we would have to invent one. Biden in the Senate, yeah. I'll time you out, Krecklau, as a final warning. Next time you fucking high post or whatever and I read it and it's nonsense, I'm going to ban you. I don't recall making excuses for him ever. I just thought he wasn't as bad as Trump. I mean, I remember you being on fucking Twitter, arguing with me constantly. Maybe not constantly, but unless it's a different Raz over there. I'm pretty sure I assumed it was the same Raz. Of course he's encouraging genocide. Okay, that's fine. I just remember you interacting with me on Twitter and here a lot as well. Being the other side of a Biden argument. And now you don't have to do that anymore. Congratulations. No, we're doing all right. I mean, we're always in need of a mod, Otello. You're always welcome to chill. But if it's late for you or whatever, I got it handled. No need for you to put yourself out. I can handle things. I know it's a late one tonight, so that's just the way it's going to have to go, I guess. Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it. No worries, friend. Late night streams are just the chill people anyway. Not always. Sometimes late night streams become early morning / very early afternoon fucking Europe streams, and it becomes a little crazy in here. Europeans are insane. All right. Well, I mean, I hope you really examine the position that, because it seems like you've now just kind of locked in on, I'm not voting for Joe. You said you're not in all in on the whole no confidence thing, but you won't be voting for Joe. Would you vote for somebody else other than Joe, who's a DNC candidate who you know will toe the party line, which is supporting Israel? That's the question. It's like you've drawn a hard line in the sand with Joe Biden, but every other single American president has supported Israel. Yeah, hundreds of politicians on the Hill that are just like him in terms of making excuses. Even Bernie would have probably supported Israel as president. Yeah. The DNC like Joe so much because Bernie, to in Bernie's fucking favor, Bernie is one of the only politicians that has routinely called out Israel for its fucking bullshit in the Senate. That doesn't mean that he would have taken a hard line as a president, but I think there's a better chance that a Bernie would have done something, had at least something to say about this. AOC sort of came out against our relationship with Israel. I'm not sure, given her initial word salad response. She's trying as hard as possible to leave space to backpedal if needed. Yeah. Like, I gotta explain something to you guys, okay? Whether she knows it or not, AOC is controlled opposition. Okay? She's out there to provide a vocal counter narrative, but material support. Does that make sense? So, just a month or two before Israel decided to start doing this, she gave an absolutely inscrutable word salad response to a Jewish interviewer from New York who covers, Israeli issues and shit. She interviews, like, people who have constituencies in New York. And she gave an absolute 100% inscrutable, I guarantee you that 10 people could listen to it and have 10 separate interpretations because she basically says nothing, answer on Israel and Palestine. And now she's out there rabble-rousing a little bit. But when it comes down to it, if there's a resolution that comes across fucking Congress to provide material support to the IDF, and fucking Mama Bear tells her to vote for it, she will. Yes. AOC exists in order to give liberals the illusion of left-wing representation, but to allow the center-right corporatist machine to continue to move forward. There is no squad. The squad was called the Squad because they were supposed to act like a squad and form a voting bloc of progressives that would force votes on things like Medicare for all, student loan debt cancellation, etc. They've yet to do it once. It's not like they tried it one or two times and it didn't work or something. They've yet to try it once. There is no squad. Sorry to tell you. There never has been. The whole point of the squad was that these were super progressives that were going to vote together in a caucus. They were going to form a voting bloc within the Democratic Party in a slim margin House to force the Democratic Party to add progressive items to the agenda and to hold up legislation and force the vote. And they haven't done it once. So there's no squad. There never was a squad. You can get over the idea of the squad. It doesn't exist. So you can stop talking about people like Rashida Tlaib and AOC and Ilhan Omar as members of the squad. There is no squad. There's never been a squad. That's up to you to fucking decide, spaced out. I really don't know. All I know is what I see. I calls them like I sees them. And I will tell you this. You've heard me take a lot of shit over the last year and a half, 2 years for pooping on AOC because I never saw her do a fucking thing. I saw her talk a lot, and then I saw her caucus with the goddamn Democrats, and everybody was defending her, and I took nothing but shit from a good cross-section of our fucking audience for it. Got called everything under the fucking sun. Secret Republican, fucking edgelord, fucking doomer, this, that, and the other thing, right? And now here it is. And you know what I mean? Like, on one hand, Raz came in here earlier and he's like, well, I changed my mind. I regret my vote for Biden and I won't be doing that again. And I'm like, okay, well, on one hand, I feel good about that because I can't help but think that I had at least some measure of fucking influence on that decision. Raz spends a lot of fucking time in here. We spend a lot of time talking about Joe Biden. So on one hand, that's great, but on the other hand, it's like fucking too little too late, bro. It's like too little too late. He already got your goddamn fucking support. He already got what he needed. You already ensured that the people in the Gaza Strip have no recourse by voting for Joe Biden. You already ensured that the people in the global South who are constantly oppressed and worked to death in fucking factories so that Americans can have cheap fucking labor products. Those people were always going to get fucked. You didn't have a vote on the ballot that included any kind of sympathy for those people. So the next time it's time for you to vote rolls around, you better remember this crisis of conscience you're having with regards to your vote for fucking Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden is the DNC. Okay? Joe Biden represents the will of the DNC. He stands at the top of the hill of the DNC. Okay? So if you're disgusted by what you see going on in Israel right now, and the Gaza Strip, if you're disgusted by the abuse of power, if you're disgusted by the tacit support that America has given to Israel and will continue to give to Israel, if you've looked at a map of the Gaza Strip from 1975 and then looked at a map of the Gaza Strip today that shows territory held by Palestinians and Israelis, and you think that there's not a genocide fucking going on, all right? I gotta go early. Hope you have a good stream. Hit me up on Twitter if you still want to talk on Discord about Biden and no confidence. Cheers. Yeah. All right, buddy. Krecklau, you really need to read those fucking rules that are being posted. You really need to read those fucking rules that are being posted, Krecklau. This is the last warning you're getting, by the way. Next one's a ban. I've already timed you out myself one time tonight. You're going to continue to be a fucking disruptive presence in here. I'm going to fucking kick you. And you won't be coming back. Okay? Last warning. And you only get that because I've seen you around here and I kind of like you. But your ass is not capable of fucking having an adult conversation tonight. So you will be banned the next time I see some fucking nonsense out of you. So I'd think real fucking hard about posting again. Sober your ass up. U.S. supports Israel because it's an imperialist outpost in the region. No. No. You're preaching to the choir. But yes. But you're preaching to the choir here. I know. Everybody else got quiet because I dressed down Crack Lau. Nobody else is in trouble. Everybody else is doing fine. Crack Lau's being a douche. It's the Crack and the Lau. Oh, dude, Israeli officials, and we're not talking about in the past either. We're not talking about like back in the fucking 70s or some shit. We're talking about like 2013, 2014. Dude, you can find some crazy quotes from high-ranking Israeli officials all the way up to the president, utterly dehumanizing the Palestinians. Like literally saying that like Palestinians should not be treated like human beings. Not even joking. Palestinians are clearly lesser, blah, 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 blah. Like, I mean, it's a fucking racist elimination of an entire nation of people. And it's been going on for fucking decades, since before you were born. The entire nation of Israel acts with psychopathy. They literally, like, I want you to imagine you're sitting in your home one day. I know that for most of you, because most of the people that watch me live in the Western world, this is going to take some deep imagination, but I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine that you're sitting wherever your home is, whether you live in an apartment, little house, little rental, whatever it is, right? Close your eyes. You're sitting at home. All of a sudden, somebody pounds on your door. It's a troop of a foreign nation, okay? A neighboring foreign nation. And that troop says that you've got 24 hours to vacate your home. And if you don't, you'll die. And exactly 24 hours after that troop leaves your front door, a missile hits your home. About 2 months later, you're walled out of what used to be your neighborhood. And there are rich people from that foreign country living in brand new condos on the land that used to have your home on it. That's reality. That is reality for people in the Gaza Strip. It's not even really that vivid a fucking picture. It's just a fucking straight up description of what happens to Palestinians every day. I mean, apartheid almost doesn't even describe it. This is the systematic destruction of a culture and its replacement with a foreign culture. And we're watching it happen in live fucking sound bites and video bites on TV. And we're watching our government support it. A lot of old people here in the South support Israel because of yeah. There's a ridiculous religious tinge to a lot of people's support of Israel. Christians believe that Jerusalem is the spot where Jesus will return. And they believe that in order for Jesus to return to Jerusalem, that it has to be in control of God's chosen people, which is the Jews. So for the Christians, the Jews are vessels of prophecy, and their presence in Israel is a vessel of prophecy. And if they were to pull back or to come to some kind of two-state solution and share Jerusalem, that it would upset the prophecy that Jesus would come back amongst the Jews in Jerusalem. That's the reason that there are a bunch of Palestinian babies dead tonight. That's the reason that the IDF is going to continue, because it looks like they're making a major push. They just fucking basically decimated the news organization building in the Gaza Strip yesterday. It housed 12 separate news organizations. So it's basically the eyes and the ears of the world in the Gaza Strip just got blown up. They'll continue to make small incursions like this until there's nothing left. Well, I mean, that's the way they work, lobotomy. That's the way they work. Take a little land, do one of these incursions, wait for the fucking international outrage, what little of it there is anymore, to die down. And then once everybody's fucking forgotten about it, do it again. Go look at them, go find that map that I'm talking about. Israeli and Palestinian territory in 1975 versus today. That map will literally tell you everything you need to know about what's going on. Way better than I can with all of the words that I've spoken here tonight about it. Go look at the map. The map don't lie. Yep. The multiple incursions that Israel has made into the Gaza Strip since I was a child have gone largely swept under the rug. Of course it's sick. This is, and I gotta tell you guys, I don't mean to hammer this fucking point home. This is the end result of cyclical, lesser of two evils, harm reduction voting. This is what happens when the American people rest on their laurels and elect the same guy to the presidency over and over again. Same dude, different suit. Same dude, different colored tie. Same dude, different fucking day. Same policies. Same bullshit. Everybody was so up in arms about these fucking border camps. And now liberals are back to brunch on that, even though they're even more over capacity than they were over Trump. I talk about it a lot, but the visual of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez screaming while she held on to that fucking chain link fence and making fiery speeches about concentration camps at the border, then getting Biden elected and watching her contextualize them. Well, it's not a border crisis. It's a carceral crisis, and it's an imperialism crisis. And really, if we want to sit here and say that these things are the same thing as they were under Trump, then that's just bad faith. And we have to be very careful about how we criticize Democrats, We have to make sure that when we criticize Democrats, that we're doing it in good faith. Okay? And it's like, I wonder sometimes, I know he's gone now, but Raz came in here and said, hey man, I'm finally fucking regret my vote for Biden. And it's like, okay, great. It's like, I wonder how much piss people are going to take in the faces before they come to the same conclusion. That they elected a fucking Republican. And that next cycle, they're going to be asked to re-elect a fucking Republican or a Republican. Like how many times is Biden going to take a shit on your barest expectations of him? And how many times are you going to swallow that shit and spew it out in the form of talking points protecting him? It's just a simple fucking question, man. It's one that I think a lot of people would be fucking uncomfortable to actually answer. No. Unfortunately, what happens, dude, and this is just the truth. This is, well, it doesn't have to be the truth of the future, but this is the truth of the past. What happens is these young, passionate leftists that are being funneled into the DNC will continue to vote DNC until they're about middle-aged. And at that point, they will either stop voting or they'll just kind of click into this mode where they vote as a reflex action. Becomes something that they don't even really consider anymore. They just go D, mail in the ballot, they've given up. So that is what's going to happen to most of the young people right now that are being funneled out of the radical leftist pipeline and into the DNC pipeline. By figures like Vosh, by figures like, pick your lefty media. You know what I mean? And all of these young people just get funneled into this shitty fucking pipeline, the DNC pipeline, and they end up subverting their own fucking beliefs with their vote their entire lives. And by the time they've done it 5 or 6 times, they're just done. They're sick of believing in it. They're sick of fucking dealing with it. And they do it as a cynical act if they do it at all. And that's the end result of all this constant lefty energy being funneled into this motherfucking meat grinder. Young people have got so much fucking power in this country, and it's like nobody's telling them it. Nobody tells them that they have it on the left. They act like what you can do as a young, passionate, radical leftist, filled to the brim with fucking disappointment in the country that you've been brought into and how it treats people. And they'll tell you that the best thing that you can do is to continue to cyclically vote for the very oppressors that made it that way. And it makes cynics out of you. I've seen it. It made one out of me and all my friends. You're asked to do this. You're told that you see fundamental fucking change, and you don't. You watch the world burn. You watch the environment burn. You watch Israel invade Palestine again, and you watch the president that you voted for materially and vocally support it. You watch the self-same thing happen in South America. You watch America continue to fuck with South American countries and democratically elected leaders. You'll watch it. You'll watch America continue to bomb, drone strike, concentration camp children and people at the fucking border, break up fucking families with ICE raids and fucking border agent raids. You'll watch it keep happening. The homeless problem will go unaddressed. You'll watch that. The economy will continue to be an unstable Jenga tower. And you'll get to live through that. You'll get to live through any fucking little bit of retirement that you have built up in your 20s being reduced to nothing in a day because of speculative fucking malfeasance on Wall Street. You'll watch it happen. And I'm not some fucking crystal ball prophet or some shit. I'm not reading the tea leaves here. I'm just telling you what my life has been. I'm telling you what my political fucking life has been like. This is what you will be asked to do every year. Subvert almost every belief that you have as a leftist. Pour all of your support and your passion into a DNC candidate and then have them fuck you up the ass and drop the strap to the Republicans. And then you'll be told the most important fucking thing in the world to do is to elect the next Joe Biden. And if you buy it again and watch the next Joe Biden look the other way as Israel runs roughshod over the Gaza Strip, or look the other way as the fucking climate continues to spiral out of control, then you'll know I was right. I don't want to see you have to come to that fucking realization the hard way, like I had to. Which is why I spend so much fucking time being vocal in opposition to both of these fucking, the duopoly in America. That's why I do it. One of the things that I lament is the inability for me to, or anybody, to teach a person empathy. Empathy is one of those things that you develop on your own. You either have it or you don't. And so much of my political position is based on empathy. I empathize not just with the poor and indigent in this country. Of course, I empathize with the working class, or what's left of it, or what passes for it here in the United States, and the lower classes, the indigent, the homeless, the mentally ill, the infirm, the old, the most forgotten people, the children in our society, right? I empathize with those people. But I also realize that I live in one country, a very powerful country, on an entire planet of people. And I realize that my country, with all its creature comforts, exports the misery that we would feel here to the rest of the fucking world as a primary action. I know this. So I not only care about the children and the poor and the homeless and the indigent in this country, I care about the children and the aged and the poor and the indigent in all countries. And I feel a sense of responsibility as an American citizen for the trade-off for my comfort and my fucking air conditioning when it comes to literal slave labor in the rest of the world, literal destruction of the world. We have watched, once again, I tell you guys this fact all the time, but just to hammer it home, In my lifetime, the Great Barrier Reef has gone from one of the most vibrant and important ecosystems on the planet to dead. It's bone white and it's dead now. That happened in my lifetime. I'm 40 years old. When I was a child, you could watch fucking documentaries that were made the same year that were just fucking beautiful about that place. Jacques Cousteau used to fucking dive off the Great Barrier Reef all the time, and I used to watch his shit. And it was beautiful and vibrant and absolutely teeming with life. It's dead now. Okay, this is not a joke. Okay? So please, if you listen to any fucking thing I say, have it be this that we're talking about now. Because you don't want to be sitting where I'm sitting. Only half of it is dead? Oh, pardon me. Doctor, how's my mom doing? Well, only half of her is dead. Oh, thank goodness. Not even paralyzed, dead. Paralyzed just means that you don't have local control over the movements of that body. There's still blood pumping through it. It's alive. Dead. Half your mom is a zombie corpse, and the other half is like, kill me, please. I think part of my inclination towards lesser evil voting was this was my first election where I was old enough to vote, so I felt like my participation was essential. Understood. And to be quite frank, and I don't mean to shit on you or any young person or anybody that voted. It's not my intention, but your vote was instrumental. It was absolutely crucial. And unfortunately, it wasn't crucial in the way that you wanted it to be. It was crucial in the continuation of the cyclical transfer of power between a two-party duopoly that continues the mass murder and mass rape of the global South at the expense of the entire world for the benefit of a select few rich people in this country. It was absolutely fundamental for the continuation of that pendulum swing. So you did actually provide an absolutely indispensable action when you voted as soon as you could. You showed up and you signed your name and your support as a young person next to a mass murderer, a rapist, a war criminal and warmonger, a destroyer of the environment. And without you and the participation of all the young people in this country, it wouldn't be possible. So, congratulations. You helped the global elite play ping pong in America. What's the worst you think you'll see in your lifetime in the future to drive the point home a bit more for people? Look around, bro. What do you mean? War, pestilence, famine, plague. The horsemen are riding. Fire, riot, civil unrest. What are you talking about? Like, what? How much more do you want? How much more do you think it's going to take? Do you think the approval ratings of Trump and Biden being at what is essentially an all-time low will actually lead to anything? No. No. The approval ratings of fucking presidents have been in the toilet for at least fucking 2 or 3 cycles now. The approval rating of Congress has been in the toilet for fucking ever. Go look at those. Those are even worse than the presidency. Either way, it feels like a defeat voting for a segregationist war criminal or letting a fascist psychopath win again. My lack of participation enables the same destruction as my participation does. You're absolutely right, but your voice matters. At the very least, your voice is not tacitly supporting the continued destruction. You're a voice outside of it. You can't be that and make the simultaneous argument for lesser of two evils voting. You really do have to choose. You're either a voice outside the system or you're a voice from within it. And you get to choose that. And if you think that doesn't matter, then go on and think it doesn't matter. I don't know how to convince you of that. I remember you said things will get so bad that radical thinkers will come about to challenge the way we did things on this planet and maybe make a change. Yeah. I think things are going to have to get way worse. I mean, you're functionally right about that, Papa Cap. People will vote for more green parties in the world, not realizing it's already too late. I mean, I don't know. I don't need to go through the whole litany of fucking problems for you guys. And I do that a lot here. So suffice it to say that the world is getting worse. The climate is collapsing at an accelerated rate. The economy is being pumped up ever bigger and ever more unstable every single fucking day. This improbable run of the economy continues. Somehow, when 60% of the country was closed down for a year, I want you to really think about that. 60% of the country was functionally closed down for an entire year, but the economy just kept right on going like nothing happened. What does that tell you? What do you extrapolate from that fact? If you know I hate movie recommendations, especially off-topic ones. I mean, I guess it's fucking not off-topic if it's about fucking whatever it is, but I'm not going to remember the name of the goddamn fucking movie, bro. I think it means 99% of the economy is owned by huge corporations that suck the government and people dry. The government is part of sucking the people dry. The only thing that you have wrong is that the corporations own the government. They don't suck it dry. The government is an arm of the corporations, and they suck the people of this earth dry. Not just limited to the people of this country. They suck the people of this earth dry. They export war and famine and pestilence and child labor and degradation and instability and military conflict everywhere we go. We've killed more babies than, I bet if you could see the number of babies worldwide that have been killed in American military conflicts, you'd probably want to fucking double over and throw up. That's what we do. We slay babies and children and the poor in these countries to punish their leaders. Who do you think suffered the most greatly in the Vietnamese War? Was it the leaders of those countries, North Vietnam, South Vietnam? Was it the power structure in those countries? Or was it the average fucking people who got blown to literal smithereens on both sides of the conflict? North Vietnamese, South Vietnamese, American. Young men and a startling amount of young women blown to fucking smithereens. Whole generations of families wiped out. You're the bee's knees, Paul. Well, thank you. How many times have you seen in your lifetime? Because I don't even want to answer this question. How many times have you seen in your lifetime, probably an Arabic man, holding the corpse of his child and screaming and crying and cursing in Arabic while that dead child flops in his arms? How many times have you seen that in your life? I've probably seen it 100 fucking times in my life. Or more. How many times have you seen a black woman cradling the dead, emaciated body of one of her children? Do you know what caused that? It wasn't famine. It was global capitalism that caused it. The inability for us to take the food that rots on the ground near where I fucking live and get it to people so they don't turn into skeletons. You've never seen a black mother cradling the corpse of her dead child that's been skeletized by famine? Well, you know what, dude? If that's fucking true, I envy you. I envy your ignorance. You've literally never seen that. I envy your ignorance. I'm glad for you. I'm honestly glad for you that you've never seen it. I wouldn't wish that you have to see it. But I'll tell you this, if you go and look for it, you'll find it. And once you've seen it, you won't forget it. So make a real careful choice. about whether you want to remain in ignorance about this. Because you can't unsee. Do you know something like 60% of food that goes to market is wasted? I'll say that again. 60% of the food that goes to market in America is wasted. Throughout the supply chain, whether it goes bad on a grocery shelf or goes bad in a restaurant. 60% of the food that is produced for market in the United States is wasted. And right now, there's a bunch of fucking children that look like skeletons all over this planet. I work at a Publix, over 10% of the food never even makes it to the floor due to defect or damage. Then it's just tossed. That's why that number's so high. That's one of the reasons. There's 10% of it right there. I got fired for serving old pizza to a homeless man instead of throwing it away. Dude, we used to have fucking rules about that shit too. At Starbucks, I've told you guys about my friend who was a homeless man when I worked at Starbucks named Rainy Ray. Rainy Ray, I would give iced tea all the time because iced tea gets marked out. Like you're supposed to remake the iced tea every like 3 hours at a Starbucks. There's a timer. When it goes off, you dump out the tea because it gets stale and you make new tea. I used to give it to him. People in the fucking structure at Starbucks caught wind that not only I, but other people were giving mark out tea and shit to homeless people and mark out pastries. We were reprimanded for it. They wanted us to wrap up those fucking pastries and throw them in the trash. They wanted us to dump that perfectly good iced tea down the fucking drain. Because they didn't want homeless people hanging around their nice little fucking upper crusty white person Starbucks. So I personally have probably thrown out enough food just in the time that I worked for Starbucks, literally thrown out enough food to feed 10 homeless people for a fucking year. At least a meal a day, a breakfast, and a coffee. Yeah. You should feel sad. Everybody on this fucking planet should feel sad about that. But we don't. We're locked in this fucking bubble. How do I cope with that? I rage. I rage against the people who are responsible for it. And I don't vote for them, and I don't make excuses for them. And I go heads up with anybody who supports them. And I take lumps. I get called a fucking asshole. I get called a scumbag, a secret Republican, a do nothing, a fucking nihilist, a doomer. You want to know what the sad thing is? Joints help with the cope too. Yeah, they do. True. Okay, that's true. Joints, cigarettes, constant, unending anger, and the compulsion to point it out every single fucking day. No, 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 dude. Nod narb. We have to remove emotion and do the hard political calculus. This is why I want to fucking scream when I hear this fucking hyper intellectualizing argument that emotion has no place in fucking politics. Bullshit. Bullshit. Especially on the fucking left. You've got to get mad about this fucking shit before you do anything about it. You've got to allow yourself to be motherfucking pissed off. That America, that the man that you voted for is overseeing and tacitly supporting the genocide going on in Palestine right now. Not condemning it, doing nothing about it, supporting it materially. It's not just how can we help, why should we help? That's where emotion comes into it. It's not just how can we help, because that just lets you do a spreadsheet and go like, well, we helped a tad, and get away with that. It's how should we help? Why should we help? That's where emotion comes into it. Why should we do something about the 60% of food that goes to market that ends up in a fucking dump when there's children going hungry in this country, let alone the world over? What should we do? How should we help? And if you as a leftist come up with a sensible list of ways, and I think that a lot of people have, cancellation of student debt, a UBI, Medicare for all, or some kind of single-payer fucking healthcare system in this country, etc., food programs, educational initiatives, funding for school. Look, you come up with a fucking sensible list, and if the politicians that you elect are incapable of delivering on even a part of one, you get them the fuck out of your life, and you stop voting for them. When I say them, I mean the DNC. They are the villain in this. I didn't give a dime to Bernie. Not a dollar, not a dime, not a red cent. And you know what? I'm glad, because every bit of that money that was left over went right in the fucking pocket of Joe Biden. Fuck Bernie. Rolled over twice. I'm done with him. Nice guy. Fights the good fight in the fucking Senate. Let him stay there. As a presidential candidate, he blew. And I don't just mean he blew. I mean he blew the chance to get fucking real on the stage. He blew the chance to call out these corporate vampires. He blew his numbers by throwing his support at the fucking last minute twice in a row behind these fucking corporate warmongering pieces of shit, and choosing to run his campaign under the DNC flag. He bent the knee when he decided to run as a fucking Democrat. knowing full well. You don't think Bernie knows the things that I'm saying? You don't think a politician that's worked in the fucking Beltway for as long as he has doesn't know that the DNC is rotten to the core and antithetical to everything he believes? Yet he ran under their fucking banner and he let them take all those fucking grassroots donations. The biggest grassroots campaign in history is happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. And he took all that money, bundled it all up, put it in a fucking truck and sent it to Joe Biden. Congratulations. Fuck Bernie. People call me a Bernie or Buster. I'm like, you didn't listen to me. You guys remember how much shit I took in the fucking run up to this, going like, Bernie Sanders ain't gonna win this fucking thing. He ain't worth don't bet on that horse. You don't remember that? Go back and look. So don't you think it's a double standard to say you can support any artist no matter what they do, but someone who votes for Biden suddenly supports rape? That's seriously a Brett Keane level take. Politicians aren't artists. You fucking idiot. Trying way too hard. Completely and utterly consumed by the try hard. You just bought 2 bags of popcorn and then got kicked out of the fucking theater. How's that feel? Anybody else want to emoji spam me like I'm a fucking 12-year-old playing Fortnite or some shit? Yeah. Politicians aren't artists. Artists aren't politicians. Fortnite is still a thing, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Fortnite is still a thing. Damn you, Tyler won. Do you think Obama showed Bernie the extra angle footage of the JFK's assassination after that you got a dropout phone call? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the old Hicks bit. They take you in the fucking room and show you the Zapruder film. They show you the fucking government agents on the grassy knoll capping Kennedy, and then they just give you a look, you know. So you gonna play ball or? How do you think Bernie will be remembered in like 20 to 30 years? Probably like way more fondly than he deserves, honestly. He'll probably be seen as like some kind of like progressive martyr. He's an old man, so he'll croak soon, and like people will lionize him and act like he was some kind of fucking giant progressive and shit. Some revolutionary, yeah. I love people that talk about like a lot of the things that Bernie pushed for, like they radicalized the Democratic Party when the Democratic Party was arguing for those things like back in the fucking 90s. You know what I mean? They go like, Bernie fucking advanced the class consciousness, and he advanced political talk about Medicare for all. And I'm like, what? No, that was Hillary Clinton back in the 90s. And FDR. Like, no joke, Hillary Clinton was, in the 90s, was, as the first lady, was instrumental in crafting a plan that, if implemented, would have functionally started single-payer health care in America. Whoops. I'm gonna go blow my nose. I'll be right back. It's like a snot. Wow. I think the political landscape would be entirely different if Bernie hadn't come along in 2015. What? I mean, like, what? How? In what way? Like, what political landscape? Neoliberalism? That existed way before Bernie was a national figure. Way. All right, let's not go down the fucking JFK route, okay? Somebody brought up a Bill Hicks bit. This is not your fucking cue to spam all your fucking conspiracy theories in the chat. We talked about fucking JFK like 2 streams ago, and it's timestamped. By the way, while I've got you guys in here, I encourage you to go look at the channel. I'd say like 7 or 8 of the most recent streams have been timestamped and renamed to give a better idea at a glance what I talked about in them. And, you know, you can look at the chapters. So they've been chaptered to break them up. And I'd really like to get you guys' feedback on that if you find it useful as people that sometimes don't catch all my streams. Because I understand, you know, like a night like this, some people are fucking dead ass asleep or at work. You know what I mean? So you come back and you watch it. Now they're not done. Like I think there's 1 or 2 that still need to be timestamped. But if you look before those, they have names that give you an idea of what I'm talking about. And then if you go in, they're chaptered so that you can click on a certain type of whatever you want to hear me. So there's 10 so far. Yeah, cool. So go take a look at those. And if you have any feedback on that, positive or negative or otherwise, I'd like to hear it from you guys. Because the only reason that I would continue to do it is that it makes it useful for you guys to find certain topics or whatever the fuck. But, so, I guess if you're watching this, to leave a comment, and I'll read them. If you got any feedback about the timestamping and shit. Anything I can do better, naming-wise, or whatever the fuck, right? Down in the chat. I'm asking the Highdeology audience directly for feedback on that, because I want to know if it's helpful, if it's worth doing. I've actually got one person that's working directly with me on the timestamps. So I've got one person that I've been having provide most of the timestamps. He's a fan, sends them to me on Twitter, and then I timestamp everything up myself. That's the way it's been going. It's really pretty easy. You just have to format the timestamps right and put it in the description of the video, and then rename it. So. This timestamp is gonna be about timestamps. Meta. Meta. No, I don't know, dude. That's another thing that makes me really, because like I'm thinking about it now, and I'm thinking about how I treated Raz earlier, right? Raz is kind of a regular here, Biden voter, kind of butted heads with me a few times on certain aspects of my ideology, right? He came in here tonight and he goes like, well, you know, I regret my vote for Biden. Like, I finally gotten a gut full. And like, see, this is why I'm bad for this type of thing, and why I need to get other people involved in this, because like, instead of going like, good on you, dude, like I should have done, I was like, what do you want, a fucking medal? Like, it's like, oh shit, you woke up and saw the fucking reality of the situation. What do you want? A fucking pat on the back, slap on the ass here? Shut up. Don't now you got the hard work of not just pinning it on Biden. Now you've got the hard work of looking at every fucking candidate that preceded Biden and realizing that the real problem is the DNC, and taking that I won't vote for Biden thing again and extrapolating it out to any fucking DNC candidate, and then you're on the right goddamn motherfucking path. You know, I made headway with somebody. Somebody came in here. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, though. Like, he didn't really have it coming. Like, maybe I should have handled that better. Maybe I should have been like, hey, dude, yeah, cool. Good for you, you know? But, like, I'm not made that way. Like, when you want props for fucking opening your eyeballs and making an adult decision, like, great. Now what? What does that mean? I know, dude. He came to you humbled in an honest moment, I know. And I know it's a sore winner moment, but, like, it's not, because I don't think I won yet. You see? Like, I don't look at that as a big fucking step. That's step one. That's like step one. That was satire? What was satire? If you have to say that was satire after you do something that was satire, it probably didn't reach the mark. The party system is not so great anymore. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. Sometimes I look at the robust party options European country have, and it makes me jealous. Well, I mean, I've talked to some Europeans, and I don't claim to understand the parliamentary system in a lot of these different countries and the different ways that it works, but I've talked to Europeans who feel functionally that their votes are funneled almost the same way as American votes are. The existence of a more robust party structure, when I've talked to Europeans, Brits in particular, they seem to be pretty much just as dissatisfied with their government as we are. So it's, there are definitely ways to create functionally the same environment within a multi-party system that we have to be aware of here. I'm not fond of Biden, but he's better than dealing with Trump for a second term. Tell that to a Palestinian child whose home was just missiled today. But that doesn't matter, right? Better for you to deal with. Tell that to a Syrian child whose home was bombed when fucking Biden droned it. Tell that to any of the undisclosed, by the way, drone strikes that have happened on Biden's watch. America stopped disclosing drone strikes because it was such a political fucking shitbird for Obama. And so they stopped. Like, that's something that a lot of people don't know. They think that, like, you will actually get libs going like, not a single drone strike since Biden took office. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid? They stopped reporting those. The military stopped giving numbers and fucking data on drone strikes. There's probably been hundreds of drone strikes under Biden. This is just common knowledge, by the way. This is not just conspiracy theorism. You can fact check me on this. The American military stopped reporting drone strikes like fucking 4 years ago. You think moving the American embassy really escalated the situation that's been going on since Trump was a fucking child? Come on, bro. He didn't escalate shit. Tell that to Flint, Michigan, just after 2 terms of Obama, 1 of Trump's, and soon a full Biden term. No. The people in Flint, Michigan don't matter. People at Standing Rock don't matter, who have the Dakota Access Pipeline fucking flowing through their fucking shit. They don't matter. No, these POCs that we claim to care about as leftists, they don't matter functionally. Harm, because we reduced harm for somebody, somewhere, maybe. But Paul, would these people's lives be better under Trump? Did I say they would be? Are these people's lives functionally better under Joe Biden? Like, why am I having to make an argument for Trump? I didn't vote for him either, nor did I encourage anybody to do so. Reduced harm for me being trans. What did he do for you as a trans person? I'll wait. Did he pay for your transition? What did he do for you as a trans person? Like, how did you as a trans person benefit from Joe Biden being in office? Directly. I'll wait. No, I want to know. I seriously want to know. How did your life as a trans person get better because Joe Biden was elected? Not proactively agitate against me? What? No. That's not what I'm asking you. How did your life get better? What did he do for you? Did he pass a national legislation making your transition free? Did he make it easier for you to get counseling and HRT? It's not about what he's doing. Oh, okay, got it. So he didn't do anything for you. That's the answer that you're dancing around. How does that make you feel? Let me just go ahead and tell you what answer you're trying to say, and you're trying to find a non-destructive way of saying he's done nothing for you. Your life as a trans person is functionally the same as it was under Trump. You owe the same taxes. Your HRT still costs the same amount. Your transitional surgery still costs the same amount, and you still ain't covered. So what's he done for you? What's he done for you? Why are you in here simping for Biden? What has he done for you? How is your life different than it was under Trump? I'll wait. You said nothing. So why did you come in here and tell me that your harm has been reduced for you as a trans person? You just said he changed nothing. So why are you making the harm reduction argument for Biden when he changed nothing for you as a trans person? Have you contradicted yourself in my chat? Are you having a moment of cognitive dissonance, or are you starting to see the fucking point? I'll wait. Tangentially worse? What does that even mean? How was your life different, Svetlana, under Donald Trump? How is it worse or better under Joe Biden? Or is it functionally the same shit? Unaffordable transition, unaffordable hormones, unaffordable fucking therapy, right? No health care, not covered by insurance. Am I right? Yeah, that's what happens. Working back from a conclusion leads you to whatever fucking thing you want. But rhetorically, it doesn't mean much. When I ask you directly, you came in here, not me. You came in here and said, he reduced harm for me. I'm a trans person. And when I asked you how he reduced harm, you said nothing. What's he done? Nothing. You don't have a problem with that? You don't think that's problematic? That you're in here making arguments for harm reduction that doesn't exist? How was Trump proactive? You just admitted that Trump proactively wasn't causing harm to you. You just admitted that there's nothing different in your life than it was under Trump. Still can't get your HRT. Still can't get your counseling. Still no fucking health care. Still no student debt cancellation. Still nothing but words. You just said it. I didn't say it. You just said as a trans person that your life is functionally no different than it was under Trump. You said it, not me. Those are your words, not mine. I ain't putting words in your mouth. So you got fear-mongered into voting for Joe Biden, who's presiding over the rape of Palestine right now, and has done nothing for you or people like you. And nothing in your life changed as a result. Congratulations. If I may offer a different topic, over half the country is now vaccinated, and I got $2,000. When were those vaccines manufactured? And who distributed them? When were those vaccines tested, cleared through the FDA, and manufactured? And then who was responsible for distributing those vaccines? Do you think Joe Biden delivered a box of vaccines to every state? Hey, Dakota, I don't need your feedback on how I run my shit over here. That's a second paragraph worth of unsolicited advice that you've given me, and I won't see a third. You don't like the way that I'm presenting myself fucking here? You can get the fuck out. Go watch somebody who does what you like. I'm not here to do what you like. Take your 300 seconds and think about whether or not you want to hang around here or not. And if you don't, get the fuck out. Yep. Let's shift the convo now that I've been made completely uncomfortable in the bullshit that I started talking about. Let's talk about vaccines and $2,000. I guess you don't give a fuck about the 75 million people who got jack shit, right? You realize he excluded 70 something or 7 something million people. I can't remember how it was. 70 million people were excluded that he promised that would have gotten the $2,000. So I guess you don't give a fuck about them, right? Because you got yours, right? You realize that Donald Trump wanted to give you $2,000 outright, and that the Democrats blocked his attempt to do so that they could give less people $1,400. How do you account for that? Wouldn't it have been harm reduction at that point to allow Donald Trump to give people $2,000? Because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to give everybody in America $2,000. The Democrats that you voted for blocked that, knocked 70 million people off the rolls, and gave people 1,400. Or some people just 600. I'm one of those people. I got $600. My wife is one of those people. She got $600. Yeah, you're on the spot. You've been on the spot since you walked up in here because you're making neolib arguments. And they don't fly over here. I'm not a neoliberal. I don't pipeline people to the neoliberal machine. I'm a leftist. I don't vote for my oppressor, and I call things like I see them. I've lived my whole life and watched this cycle of ping pong that the Democrats and Republicans play. I know the game. The shitty fucking arguments don't work on me. You know there were people making that same shit fuck argument about Obama to me? I've heard it all before. This is old hat for me. What's my solution? Well, that's a long conversation. I don't know if you're new here, but I am backing a national no confidence vote movement, which means no more leftist support of DNC candidates anywhere for any reason. The DNC poisons everything it touches and produces only neoliberal action, which does nothing functionally for trans people like you or around the world, but actually actively exploits those people, okay? So that's step number one. I'm saying that leftists need to stop voting for the DNC pipeline. Step number two is to cripple the DNC by making it unelectable, by having leftists massively walk away from it and create something new. Now, whether that's the People's Party that already exists or some other party that actually looks out for people. But in order for that party to be viable, the DNC has to die and a new power structure has to be put in place. And in order for the DNC to die, leftists have to stop voting for DNC politicians. So that's step one, a new party. Step two, massive labor movement. Massive new national labor movement. I'm reading a book right now called Death in the Haymarket about the first American labor movement and how it started in Chicago. I recommend you pick it up because it is filled with examples of people walking away from electoral politics and deciding that the two-party structure had nothing for them and taking direct action that changed our fucking whole world. They got us the fucking 8-hour workday, the 40-hour work week, what little vacation we do have. They got us laws that precluded little children being worked in factories, so child labor laws, maternity leave. The massive political power that would come from a national labor movement could functionally change the face of this nation and thus the world. That's my plan. Are you with me? Or are you with Joe Biden, who, I don't know if you're a trans man or a trans woman. I'm assuming from your name, Svetlana, that you're a trans woman, who, if he saw you, might push you up against the wall and molest you. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I've watched the DNC fuck people like you and fuck brown people my whole life. So I'm on your side. I advocate for you. Thanks, Zombie Kenny. More money than Biden gave me, true dat. So now that you've walked in here with an argument, seen it turn to mush in your hands, are you in any way reconsidering your future action? Or are you going to continue to live in cognitive dissonance of what went on here tonight? Because you didn't just lose a debate in here tonight. We didn't have a debate. You brought an argument that got systematically undercut. Dakota, I'm not gonna fucking argue with you. I don't think you understood when I timed you out that this is not a place to argue with me about the rules. I asked you to stop giving unsolicited and off-topic advice. Could you please spam the rules in the chat for Dakota to read? I'm gonna read them out loud for Dakota. Could one of my fucking wrenches throw up the goddamn fucking rules for me if they're hanging around? I'd be appreciative. They're real easy to understand, Dakota, and they've been spammed in here multiple fucking times, multiple fucking days in a row. They include off-topic fucking discussions. They include fucking acting like an adult. No wrenches, it's all good. It's late. People got sleep to do. What's Biden going to do about the trans bill in Arkansas? Yeah, there you go. Decepta has copy pasted them from earlier for you. You will abide by those rules. When I tell you that what you're posting is off topic and unsolicited advice, you will not argue with me about it. You will be banned permanently. So you can conform to the rules and regulations of the fucking chat, or you can dump the fuck up out of here. For all I give a fuck. Your choice. I need to copy the rules so I can paste them on my phone. I mean, I don't know. I don't know Decepta. He doesn't necessarily earn a wrench for that, but I do appreciate it. People, it's fucking shocking to me, dude. How people will fucking run up in here with advice for me and shit. And it's just like, who are you? That's like walking up to a dude in fucking Subway making a sandwich and going like, you know you're doing that sandwich shit all wrong, bro. It's like, who does that? But because this is my fucking job, I want to hear Dakota is Great's fucking feedback on how I should be doing shit. Fuck off. That's the same thing the sandwich guy would tell you, by the way. Or the bricklayer, or the construction worker, or anybody else you walked up into their fucking job and went like, hey man, you should be doing your job like this. And then you expect me to fucking have all kinds of deference for that shit. I'm a 41-year-old man, and I'm a successful internet personality. I make my entire living doing what I'm doing right now. Do you think for a fucking second that I need your motherfucking feedback on that? Or that you or people like you had anything to do with my success? Not only do I not have to care anything about what you say, I don't want to hear it. Just like the sandwich maker doesn't want to hear your ideas on how to cut a fucking loaf of bread. I, who have been working now concurrently for almost 6 years, completely supporting my entire fucking life and family on the internet, don't need your motherfucking advice. Never asked for it and don't want it in the future, motherfucker. Now, has that gotten through your dense fucking thick ass motherfucking head yet? If not, I would recommend you walk up to anybody working any other fucking profession and give them unsolicited advice on how you think they ought to be doing it and see how they treat you. So now shut the fuck up. Now you've been put up on game. It's motherfuckers, man. So goddamn motherfucking presumptuous. You're banned. I'm not even going to read what you fucking said because you just saw the rules and you didn't follow them. You see how that works? Simple, one paragraph of rules, and all you got to do is follow them to participate in here, and you didn't fucking follow them. So your dumb ass is motherfucking banned. Wrote a whole paragraph of shit, didn't even look at a word of it. Uh-oh. I forgot to follow the rules. Kindergarten's over in this motherfucker. Ended earlier today. I'll provide nap time. Nap time's permanent now, though. I get that in my work, too. People coming in trying to change how we do things, not understanding procedures, and there's for a reason because it works. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about, dude. Nobody reacts well to this. And, you know, I do this for fucking living. This is my life. So having some who the fuck ever come strolling up in here with paragraphs of unsolicited advice on how I ought to do my job, that ain't it, Chief. I'll scroll back for you, Svetlana, and I will read the rules since we're light on mods here tonight. Warning, adults only, 18 plus only. Nonsense posts and off-topic discussions are strictly prohibited. No side conversations, no adding excessively. That means no adding other people in the chat and having side conversations. Violators will be banned. Profile picture required, no caps. There are your rules. One paragraph, about 4 or 5 rules woven into it. Very easy to follow shit. People that don't follow those rules are banned before they even fucking, there's no fucking court, there's no, that's it. And I had to do that in my chat because my permissiveness was leading to functional uselessness of my chat. And this is directly a show that is built on responding to people in the chat, not just super chatters, not just people who send me money. I try and respond to anybody that puts something interesting in my chat. Now, obviously, once I get on a roll and shit, I can't read every fucking thing that scrolls by. But that is the whole point of this show. Direct interaction with the people that watch me, okay? So that's why those rules exist. And as long as you're inside those rules, you will never be banned out of here. Notice that it doesn't say, no disagreeing with Paul. Notice that it doesn't, you know, you disagree with me all you fucking want. Just the way it is. But anyway, since you seem to be, you know, somewhat relatively new here, welcome. You joined an actually large and growing group of trans people that are regular Highdeology folk. So one of our mods here, Ariel, is trans. I think she's still hanging around in here. Just a number of the mod structure are trans folk. It's a very trans-friendly environment. So just so you know, there's a lot of fucking Phoebe is a trans person. So yeah. I know you most likely don't have an answer for this because there's not an easy solution, but what do you think can be done about the situation in Palestine? I mean, I'll be honest with you, if you go back and look at, I actually time-stamped me talking about IP in a couple of the streams that I was mentioning earlier. I don't know that I want to go through the whole fucking thing again, but it's very easy now for me to go like, it's in the fucking titles of one of those streams and it's time-stamped for you. So if you want to go hear my thoughts on the solution, I mean, in short, there isn't one. In short, there isn't a solution. Not every problem has a solution. The idea that I put it out there as is that the Israeli-Palestinian problem is not a properly formed function. It's not a question that has an answer. And I think that the answer is that eventually the Palestinian people will be completely subsumed by Israel. And I think that the geopolitical implications of that, especially regionally in the Middle East, are going to be fucking far-reaching and insane. Well, the past streams are kind of tough. Right now, I'm working on doing it going forward. If it gets popular enough and is useful enough to me, then I may work with somebody to go back through maybe at least the last year's worth of streams since I got here to California and do the same. Get timestamps up for them and stuff. But I would have to pay somebody specifically to go back and do that. And it would have to be something that you guys consider to be really, really useful. I don't mind doing it. Like, I don't mind, paying somebody for this work, but it's gotta be somebody that I trust, that I've worked with for a while, that I've seen their output. I'm very careful about the people that I associate with, so. Like, if I'm doing business with somebody, we're gonna have to have some kind of like voice meeting shit. Be a lot of Highdeology viewing, yeah. Be a lot of fun though. You could put it on 2x speed and just take notes. You could put it on 2x speed and fucking, take notes while you play some fucking video game or some shit. Like, there's a number of ways you could go about doing it. So it wouldn't be like necessarily a super hard job, but it would just be a lot of fucking streams to go through and retitle. And well, see, this enables the clip idea. This enables the clip idea. Oh man, I just heard one of them foxes. Foxy. Oh my God, he's right here. Buddy. Are you thirsty? Are you thirsty, Foxy boy? It's okay, I can get you a drink. I put a bowl out there for you. Would you rather I keep it up here on the porch? I think he came up here looking for a drink. I put a bowl of water out there. Careful, I'm not gonna approach him. He wasn't acting aggressively towards me or approaching me at all. I'm not gonna go pet him. Dinor's not out here. I know how to handle and be around fucking wild animals and shit. Yeah, I know the advice. Be careful, man. Oh, fuck it. Like, that is not a rabid animal, and I was not being aggressive or threatening to that animal. So that animal was not acting aggressive or threatened. He was wary of me, and he came up here and checked me out. Fox was skinny. It's hard out here for a pimp, Well, I'm gonna fill up the water bowl. I was telling Amelia today that the best way that we can support these little foxes in the area that we live in is to put a big bowl of water out. we keep a little dish of water up here that I think they've been drinking out of. I put a big bowl of water kind of in a private place right back here where they can drink out of it. I actually think he might have been coming up here looking for crickets. Crickets oftentimes end up on this porch. I've seen tons of them, June bugs. They eat those big kind of beetles and crickets and grasshoppers and stuff. And so that's what we did. I put a big bowl of water out. She's got 2 kids. That was actually the mother. So what we just saw was the mama fox. And she's nursing right now 2 kids. Fox's diet consists about, especially the foxes around here, the little, I think they're actually gray foxes. I looked into it and I called them red foxes earlier. They do have some red, but I think they're actually gray foxes that live around here. And their diet consists of about 40% insects. So they eat crickets and beetles and stuff like that. They also eat frogs, mice, rats, small woodland type creatures, types of things that you want to have a fox around to kill. I'd rather a fox take care of that on my property. Gray foxes will steal your gold. My wedding ring. Yep, they eat rodents and insects. And around here, their diet consists of something like between 30 and 40% crickets. So Mama Fox is out there chasing the chirps. I have an unintended pet spider in my room, and it eats bugs that make it into my room. You have what I like to call a spider bro. And I'm telling you, you are blessed to have a spider bro. Spider bros are cool. They eat other types of insects that you don't want in your house, like el cucaracha, ants, flies. You have a spider bro. And that is, you're blessed, that your home is blessed with a spider bro. Yep, you have a spider bro in your car. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, my stepdad actually had a pet tarantula named Creepy. Roaches super outnumber any other, yes. But yeah, that fox, that was cool. That's the closest that she's come to us. And there's no way she didn't know and hear that I was here. So I think that she knows she doesn't really have much to fear from me and Amelia, and that's good, but that also means that we've got to be really careful with Dinor. Like, that's going to be the biggest challenge with this, is keeping him. That was a she, for sure. I watched both of them for a long time today. Today was the first time that the kits came out to play. And I saw mom and dad. Mom and dad, they live, foxes, they have mates. So I saw mom and I saw dad, and that was mom. Mom's coloring is way more gray. Dad's got a big bright stripe of red down his back and a bigger tail. And he's larger as an animal as well. So that was mom that we just saw. But if Dinor had been out here, he would have fucking tore off and chased her and shit. And if she happens to have the kits with her one night, he's gonna get bit. And I don't want that to happen to him. She knew I was streaming. I don't know what she knew, but she did not show a whole lot of fear of me, but I was very passive with her. So she was very curious and wary, but I didn't sense any kind of fear or animosity from the animal. If I had, you guys would have seen me back away. So that's cool. So tomorrow, I'm going out of town. I should let you guys know. It's going to be like kind of an overnight trip, so I'm probably not going to stream the next couple of days. I'm going to make it a point not to stream. This is like a little vacation for me. I'm going to go somewhere and soak up the sun, soak up the rays, leave behind my worries and my cares. So I'm not going to do any travel vlogs or any of that shit. So I don't want everybody fucking flipping out. But yeah, it's going to be a couple of days. You know what I mean? Like, we're leaving tomorrow morning, and we'll be coming back Tuesday. So it'll be nice. Going to the beach. And we'll have fun, fun, fun till Daddy takes the T-bird away. I have to get my fucking Beach Boys soundtrack and my Huey Lewis ready, because I'm driving to the beach. I love the beach. Dinor's coming with us, and Cricket is set up. We have an auto feeder for Cricket, so we don't leave him for longer than a day or two. But if he's just here for a day, Cricket is... really cool for surprising Stevie like that. Well, you guys helped with that. That was really cool of you guys to do. You know, I was planning on doing it in his last hours, but I really, like, honestly was reminded by you guys, or I think it was Amelia, or both. You guys, like, reminded me, like, Stevie's in the last 3 hours of his 24-hour stream, and I was like, fuck. And then I remembered, like, man, that's the worst. That's the worst part of the stream for the streamer. I've done multiple now, 24-hour and 12-hour streams, and I'm telling you, the last 2-3 hours it fucking feels like forever. It does. It just drags, and you're so tired, and every second clicks by in your head. So I knew he needed a little energy, but you guys helped a lot with that. That was cool. Heading to the beach, boy. Vosh is doing a 24-hour stream starting in 8 hours. Oof. Well, good luck, best of luck. Is he doing like a charity stream, or is it just like a thank you for X amount of subscribers stream? Like, what's the auspices? Is he gonna be doing some fundraising? Like, if he's doing some charity for Palestine, I might actually do a little donation during that to him, because that's some direct action that I can fucking support. Yeah, Palestinian aid for sure. Yeah. Well, then I recommend all of you guys, you know, tune into a little bit of that. If you've got $5 to throw to that, that's a really good fucking cause, and it's sorely needed right now. So, you know, I may oppose Vosh No, I didn't care about getting on his good side. I plan to donate anonymously. I don't want to put my name all over it. I'll throw what I can throw at it. But yeah, like I might ideologically oppose Vosh on tactics and stuff, but when I see him engaging in direct action that I support, then I'm not gonna fucking. Hey, I'm just saying. I didn't say he can't pay rent. Don't worry about it. Just throw a few bucks at it. It's a good cause, and I support that kind of direct action, no matter like how opposed I am to a person ideologically. So that's a really good cause. He's got a big audience, so I'm sure he'll make a lot of money for that, and that's good. And as long as it's a vetted fucking charity, which I'm assuming it is, he's a smart enough guy to not work for a charity that's unvetted. Then that money will probably end up doing a lot of good, and it's sorely needed now. So that's cool. Come back over here, Foxy. I heard you wrestling through the fence. You gonna get a drink? I don't see no crickets, Foxy. No, no, no. It's John. I'm sorry. Like I was not trying to fucking imply that you should give money that you don't have. And I definitely have been in similar positions, and I feel for you, and I'm sorry to hear that. And I hope things can get better for you. Is it too late for a beer? What am I, your dad? I'm not your mama. Go get a fucking beer. I'm gonna smoke another J and then go to bed. I'll probably not go to bed. I took a weird nap today, so I've done about half my sleeping. I'll probably go inside and play some video games and then go to bed. My sleep schedule is fucked. Mine's been a little weird lately too, but it's not weird for me. My sleep schedule kind of rotates, but I've gone through a long time here where I've been on a pretty routine sleep schedule. Like waking up at like 7 in the morning, going to bed at like 10, 11, something like that, waking up at 7. And then recently, I've cycled into this weird, like, do a big burst of work. Like we did a bunch of filming today, and then right after that, I had lunch, sat down, chilled out for a minute, and then I just went to bed. I was like, I'm gonna lay down and take a nap, and I slept until fucking like midnight. Woke up and was like, and I'll probably go back to bed and sleep another 3 or 4 hours, and then wake up tomorrow and drive to the beach, and I'll be fine. Just one of them things. I will tell you that this becomes more frequent as you get old. One of the cool things about it is, though, as you get old, is you get the superpower of not needing as much sleep. That's another cool thing about getting old. Is like, I used to be a dude, especially in my 20s. If I didn't get 8 hours, I was a fucking zombie, dude. If I could do it. Like, I could get 4 hours of sleep and go work, but it was like zombie time, right? Now, if I get 4 hours of sleep, I can go all fucking day. Now, that's a low amount of sleep still, but like 6 hours, easy peasy. I have days like that, Passionate Lobster, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had a bad couple of days not that long ago. where I was real depressed. And also not feeling great from the fucking jab. And I spent a lot of time in bed. So I'll have my days, you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, on a general day, if I get 5, 6 hours, I'm good to go. How much would it cost to pay for a room in a hotel and hang with you and a +1 for a weekend dog-friendly hotel? What? What? That's not for sale. Joint or cig? Joint. Sounds like a Craigslist ad, yeah. No, it's okay. I just don't do no. No, we're not gonna. I'm not selling. Yeah, Paul Bigelow, male gigolo. How much for a fucking weekend? Are you doing an indecent proposal to me, Ariel? Is that what just happened? That's a movie, by the way. That's an old ass movie with Demi Moore in it. An indecent proposal, bro. Just to chill, huh? Mm-hmm. No, I'm kidding. It's getting zesty in here. No. No, no, no. I have to have a very sharp dividing line between my work life and my personal life. So I do meetups and shit. That's when I chill with fans, and like, I don't mean to, it just is what it is. Not a great movie. No, it isn't. You're right. Has an interesting premise, though. It's like this young couple that really needs money gets an offer in Vegas or some shit from some rich dude, like, I want 24 hours with your wife and I'll give you like $1 million. And it's about that. Creepy pasta, please, good sir. I mean, maybe one of these days, John, we'll do that. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Thanks for chilling. Remember, I'll see you guys in a couple of days. I know you've been used to my daily streaming habits and shit. I'm taking some time off, going to the beach. I'll be back, next week sometime.